Snake is an almost 50-year-old game where you play as a perpetually moving snake which tries to eat apples, but if you eat an apple you also grow, making it more difficult to eat more apples. And I'm gonna program that game into Pokémon Emerald. I already have an arcade set up. We have this person here, it's just a copy of the Marvel Game Corner, but if we go here, we get into this arena, which starts to look a bit like Snake, but also there's a lot of things to do. And I have 10 steps to get there. Step 1 is making it so the player always moves, because currently I can move around, and you can see I've already made it so the camera is frozen in place. But I need to make it so when you don't put an input for moving, the player automatically moves in the direction where it's currently looking. Okay, so this also becomes a bit more tricky, because I don't want it to happen in the arcade itself. And if I start moving, okay, so we are currently perpetually moving and I can still change directions. I just accidentally think I did it the wrong way, so I need to make sure that it happens in the game and not in the arcade. So now if I go into the game and we start moving, doesn't continue. And if we go into Snake, then for now we're still standing still. I press once and voila, we keep on moving. It was just a matter of saying, if there's not an input already, just take the input for the current direction and keep going. So currently at the start of the game we just have the player character and it doesn't look much like a snake. So let's see if we can spawn another copy of the player behind me, which just follows me around. I am not coding all of this from scratch, I'm actually using a feature branch from Google/ for this, so credits to them. But let's see if it worked. We should spawn here with someone else, and there we go. I'm gonna have to see if I can make it a bit smoother, but now if we walk around, let's go, that's 2 Brandons walking around. Let's go make it 3, and it might seem easy, but it's not. Okay, so first of all, we immediately see the save file has been erased due to corruption or damage. I had to move around some stuff. The first test is, does it still work with just 2 people? Okay, we can still use 2 people. Now, let's see if we can add a 3rd one, now that we've shifted around stuff. Okay, there is a big chance that this doesn't work, of course, it's coding, nothing works the first time, but I would really like it if it worked. No, there's no followers anymore. Okay, let's first do one more test with only 1 follower, and no, that doesn't work. Oh, wait, there's someone. Spawns at the wrong place. I think I know why. Let's see what happens if we do 3. This is gonna be very janky, but let's see. If I now walk around, does eventually another one pops up? Okay, but not a 3rd. So yeah, I really need to go look at my code and see what the heck is wrong. I have solved some issues, so let's go have another look at what happens. Okay, 1 spawns and that's still it. Another position is still off, I'm working on it. Oh boy. Okay, there's more things to fix, so maybe... Oh, there's 3 Brandons. Okay, the 3rd one doesn't move yet. We can't walk into him, but we're getting there. At least one thing should be fixed right now, and that is the positions. It's one thing. We start moving. Okay, no, he's not moving yet. Every single time I find something new to fix, and every single time I hope that this is the final thing to fix. They're moving! Look at them, it's amazing! I have never been so happy to see 3 people following each other around in a conga line. This is amazing! So now that we have these 3 lads in a line, it's time to actually turn this into something that resembles Snake. And what we need to do for that is add the apples. And I think there's a pretty obvious answer of what to use for that in Pokemon. And that's the Pokeballs. So let's go make it so that at the start, a Pokeball randomly spawns somewhere on the map. I have taken some time to clean things up, but also now if we spawn here, something moved, but that was not the thing that I wanted to move. What the heck? Okay, I don't know why we're moving this fast. Something is going wrong here. Okay, now it should work. I was accidentally moving the player around, but now we see there's a Pokeball. It's out of the borders, which shouldn't be possible, but there's a Pokeball at the start. I think I just had to add an offset to the coordinates. So now, okay, there we go. We see the Pokeball and whoa, it's an apple. But we want more to happen. I don't even have it coded correctly that it disappears, but we want more to happen. And that is the next step. We want this to A, teleport to a new position, and B, make it so another Brendan joins the conga line. This should be a pretty simple change because I already have a script for setting the random Pokeball position and for adding a follower, so now... Oh my god, it's actually... Look at this, we're actually playing Snake. They keep on keeping on. Of course, there are some things that we need to change because we can't just bonk into things now. We can go... we cannot really go through our own line, but yeah, we don't die yet. But I think when you look at this, you definitely think Snake. And I love it. I'm not sure how smooth this is gonna be. Let me just position myself like this and then... Oh, look at this. This is so smooth. I just walked through it in a bam. And a bam. Oh my god, this is awesome. This really looks like Snake now. Wow. Okay, we're getting there. Next step, I don't know. I'm just addicted to playing this game. Make it stop. I'm never gonna go back to coding now. Yeah, okay, I think I should cut to the next step now. I have made the most important addition yet. Just listen. There's sound effects now. Okay, this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this. But now I gotta make it somewhat challenging. Sure, you can get stuck. But if you just bonk into a wall, nothing happens. So I need to make it so when you bonk with something else than the Pokeball, of course a script starts that is like, oh no, you lost. So let's go do that now. It is pretty straightforward to set this up, so now bonk, yep, okay, and we see we're hatching an egg now. Of course it's not the script that we want, but it's something. And yeah, it becomes very glitchy, but this is not important. And also you can see that the Pokeball still works, but if we now run into ourselves, then the script also starts. Okay, now let's just change this so it's not an egg hatching into whatever this is. I have done some coding, so let's see if I've screwed anything up. I probably have. The start still is normal. We can walk, we can interact with Pokeballs, there's more stuff, and if we bonk, I lost. Do you want to play again? Yeah, sure, let's see. The one thing that is weird is that it immediately continues, but I think that looks pretty alright. So now if I lose and say no, we go back to the arcade. Sick. We are getting closer to a final product. I've made some more changes. Now, we had the thing at the start where they didn't spawn immediately. I didn't know how to fix it, so I made it a feature. Then it was first a good luck message, and then bam, they spawn. And now you can go walk around and then collect some apples, Pokeballs, and then at some point you're gonna be like, oh no, I bonked. You lost, of course, we saw that already. You can see, bam, we reset pretty cleanly, and just like that as well, we can go back to the arcade. I probably want to make it so you face upwards here, but this is looking pretty good. So only a couple more things I'd like to add, and then it's basically done. I've polished up the game a bit more and added one final feature, which is points. You can see there's now a counter in the top left, and when I get a Pokeball, I get a point. But if I then hit the wall, we game over, just makes more sense to me than losing, and our points get added to our coins counter. So with that, I'd say I have successfully implemented Snake in Pokémon Emerald. This was an idea I've had for a long time, so I'm really glad with how this turned out. It's also pretty fun to play, and you can do that too. There's a link in the description with patches for all my mods, and you could have even played this mod earlier if you had been a YouTube member. Certain tiers get early access to my mods, or even access to some secret mods, and supporting me monetarily also lets me make more cool mods like this. You don't have to give me money though, subscribing, liking and commenting already helps out a ton as well. This mod will also be included in Chris Bichet's Game Corner expansion, maybe even with some added features, so keep an eye on his channel for when it happens. That's all for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, and of course, stay alive.